Hello, my name is Jerry Yu, and thank you for watching my YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about, is the US debt iceberg on your radar? Let's dive right into it. See, one of the things that happened here in 2022 is that we had the third variant of the COVID-19. But more importantly for us, or equally as important, is that the US has crossed over the $30 trillion mark in debt. That is an incredible amount of money. We have had wars, we have had the 2008 financial crisis, and of course, these last three strains of COVID-19, which has been a lot of the stimulus packages going out to individuals and to businesses. That's why we have crossed over that $30 trillion mark because of these three major reasons. See, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is, hey, you know what? That's a big problem. I want to tell you a little story here as we get into not only the bigger problem, but a solution. So my story is about 10 years ago. We have a friend who owns a boat, and we decided to jump onto that thing and go through the Columbia River. See, the Columbia River splits Oregon and Washington, and it was one of the most fun and incredible vacations that I ever had. See, on my first night, I watched this radar screen. Right? The radar screen is exactly like what you see in movies, right? You have these little blips of light, and you have those high-powered binoculars, right? I could monitor the radars, making sure that we weren't going to run into anything, because it turns out that there are shipping lanes out there, like you are driving on the freeway. But off to the left, there are some big blips. See, there are those massive container ships coming in from overseas, heading into Portland. See, these things are massive, and they don't move for anybody. See, our job is to move out of their way because you don't get hit by them. See, that's the iceberg analogy that I'm referring to. See, when we look at it from a financial perspective, we have a time machine. We are able to kind of see in the distance. We are at the $30 trillion debt right now. That national debt per each paying US taxpayer is about $240,000. In just 4 years, in 2026, our national debt is going to go over $50 trillion. And it's going to be around $388,000 per taxpayer if we wanted to pay it off. We will never pay it off. We're always going to have somewhere between 35 and 50% of the GDP to our national debt. That's where it's always going to be. But when you go over 100%, that's when the problem starts. I believe that one of the administrations in the future is going to tackle this issue. And I'm afraid that the easiest way to reduce debt is by raising taxes. See, that's the iceberg you and I will have to navigate. See, in the next part of this video, I wanted to introduce you to the 5 colors of money. A lot of people only think of money as one color, and that's green, right? But I wanted to show you that there are 5 colors of money. And let me explain a little bit more. See, those 5 colors, by the way, are going to be your yellow, your green, your red, your blue, and your black. Typically, in your yellow is your savings, your checkings, it's your lifestyle. It's also where you have your 3 to 6 months of what we call the emergency funds. We want to have a quick and easy access to this money. So bank accounts are the best places to put them, but the interest is very low. Now your next bucket is your green bucket, and that's typically your 401ks and your IRAs. I see a substantial amount of people's money in these particular buckets. So you're looking anywhere from 4 to 6% of growth. And finally, you have your red, and which is going to be the actual market itself. There are a lot of people who like picking stock like Tesla or Apple, right? They enjoy the activities and experiencing the market fluctuation. See, I normally see about 100% of the 3 buckets that you see here. That's where most people put their money, okay? But that's fine. But because of this national debt, as financial advisor, I think it's important that you start to bring into focus 2 other buckets that are not talked about as often. That's your blue and your black bucket. Your blue is going to be your index universal life insurance policy because it allows money to grow tax deferred. just like your green bucket. But unlike the green bucket, it allows you to take the money out in form of a loan, and that's tax-free. An incredible tool to avoiding the iceberg. It has a death benefit if anything happened. It has tax-free properties, and also a lot of these plans have ABRs, the accelerated benefit riders. So if you come down with chronic, critical, or terminal illness, you are able to accelerate some of that death benefit. It's the Swiss Army knife of financial tool. And finally, in the black bucket is your fixed index annuity. See, if you don't qualify for life insurance because of health reason, you can shift into the black bucket. But even you do qualify for life insurance, it's important to have money in the black bucket as well. Why? Because it provides a guaranteed income stream, just like your Social Security or pension. Right, in this video, we have talked about this radar. We're talking about this national debt, and we're talking about a future administration that at some point in time is going to say, okay, enough is enough, national debt, let's go ahead and raise taxes to pay that off. And if you now think about shifting, I would say 10% to 30% from the second and third bucket, which is going to be your green and your red, and you shift it into your blue bucket, which is your index universal life policy. What that's going to do is going to create a kind of a firewall from any administration in the future that decided to raise those taxes. So if you want more detail about this conversation, about repositioning the 5 colors of money, please contact us or your financial advisor to work out the strategies to deal with future tax increase risks. And thank you for joining us today, and I look forward to see you in my next YouTube video. Thank you.